Hello, and welcome to this month's full moon sound healing. I acknowledge that we are a couple days late, and it's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Yeah, so let's just say this full moon was a doozy for me, and I also started my cycle on Christmas Day. So between all the kids being home for winter break, all the Christmas things happening, my cycle, the full moon, etc., I just didn't feel like I could hold space for the full moon healing. So that's why I'm here late. And so yeah, I still feeling a little unsettled. So I have some grounding and some white angelica in the diffuser. There have been a lot of souls in and out of this space over the past month, so I just took the time to sage my office, to sage the whole studio, and to just allow any low vibrational thought patterns to leave. I opened a window even though it's 35 degrees outside because I was like, this stuff needs to get out. So if you are feeling in any way similar to those, that might be something that you want to do. You may want to pause this video and take a minute if you need the reminder, because I realized, oh my gosh, I haven't been doing my energetic hygiene when it comes to this space. I've been doing it with my body more regularly than I had the studio. And I probably need to do it through my home, and I definitely will when we go to take down all of our holiday decorations. But it just feels a little ungrounded, a little unsettled, real emotional, a little chaotic. Triggers are just pulling things to the surface. I think they're probably like a Mercury in retrograde, and I'm going to be straight. I am not up to date with all of the astrological events that are happening. So that's probably another factor in all the many layers of things that are going on in the world right now. So, and we're not even talking global. So let's just take a moment before we start and ground energy. Again, if you need to pause the video and do whatever your ritual is, please do that. I'm going to grab a water. I'm going to grab some cards because the feeling of ungroundedness has left me feeling like I need some direction as to what our focus is today. And it could just be grounding. That seems like it's important. So get yourself some water if you don't already have it. Take a few swigs. Do whatever practices and rituals help ground you. I even took a salt bath yesterday to no avail. And I don't have all my cards here yet, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to bring all of my cards here, but these are the ones that I have here from previous workshops or events. So we're going to use what we got. So this is the Work Your Light Oracle deck. I also have my other favorite deck, but this is what we're pulling today. We're just going to shuffle 3 times and pull 3 cards. That's kind of my MO. This is just going to give me some direction and maybe you some direction as well if that's something that you need. Okay. So, feels spot on, as usual. Okay, first card is Break the Chain. This is about ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. In a couple of weeks, I'm actually going to do a full ancestral healing ceremony with Nicole Castile, who is one of my previous mentors from a few years ago. She's actually coming to the studio, and we're going to do this as a cacao ceremony. It's going to include other ceremonial aspects, but it's an ancestral healing cacao ceremony. Of course, we're including sound in that as well. She's a sound healer, so am I, etc. Here in the Sound Healing Center. But we're going to talk about our ancestral patterns. We're going to talk about healing, and we're going to talk about rewriting the future. And that part is going to help us step into the priestess card. It's funny, I also still have the high priestess candle that I do enjoy. How are you being called to step up and lead? So, at least showing up for me is continuing to dismantle some of the limiting beliefs that I have held that have worked for me in the past in some ways and are no longer serving. Some of those are going to be tied back through ancestral lines. I guess most of them that we're talking about today. And then using our newfound foundation as a place to step onto and lead from there. So what this feels like to me is grounding our energy to help heal so that we can build a solid foundation to step up and lead. And when we look back at all of the things that we have been through, we can then also grab another person's hand and help lead them whenever they are in a place of darkness. So I know there is a lot of stuff going on in the world, and I know that shining a light on it is important, and doing what we can to change the world is important. I also don't want you to get stuck or lost or locked in this old limiting belief that I can't do anything, from this side of the pond, if you will. Because every pattern that you change, every good intention that you send out, every thing inside of you that you heal is helping in some cosmic quantum way. All right. I know that sounds like thoughts and prayers, but there's a difference between thoughts and prayers in a sympathy way and doing work and illuminating your own shadows and looking at yourself and moving forward. Because the last card is the crumbling. This is probably very similar to the Tower card or maybe the Death card in the tarot. What are you clinging on to? So there is a negative thought or lower vibrational thought pattern or thought form that is somehow sticks. You're clinging on to it to keep you safe. It is something that is familiar. I recently have begun reading a book, and what comes to mind is this fear that a lot of people have, if not most people, of doing something new and stepping into this unknown, right? When that happens, we tend to look to the past as for answers on what's going to happen in the future. The only frame of reference that you have is based on your past experiences. You cannot solve the problem of moving forward using your past experiences. And that is, in some cases, well, duh, yeah, no, you can't. But then we still cling to those. Well, this has happened before, and so I don't want to do that again. Or I failed before, and I don't want to fail again. Hearing our own bully inside our head of even like what's showing up for me right now is, Amy, you're talking too much, just get to the sound. They're not interested in what you have to say. And that is my negative thought pattern or belief showing up to get me to sit down and be quiet. Because what happens if I step into this idea that what I say has merit, that what I say does reach someone, what I say helps in some form or fashion or in some capacity. What happens then? Because then I am then again responsible for what comes out of my mouth, because it matters now. And so there's a smaller self, a smaller shadow part of me that says, just stop talking, Amy, because what you have to say doesn't matter. When in fact it does matter, and I have actually can look also back in my past history and say, no, I've had people tell me how much it matters, and go, okay, that is just some people would say imposter syndrome, the small self, the story, the ego, whatever label you want to put on it. It is this piece of me that is trying to keep me safe, because if I go into or step into this newer, bigger form, or step up onto this platform that I am building to step into what I'm being called to do and rewriting the future, as I do that, I become more elevated. More people see me. And that is a big thing showing up for me right now, because the center, the Sound Healing Center, has taken on a life that I didn't necessarily anticipate. Like, I think I mentally knew that it was something big. Spirit told me that it was something big, but embodying that is scary, because now, what are people going to think? Oh, people are going to think I'm crazy. Oh, people are going to think this is stupid. I've even had people commenting on videos and things that I've never had in a negative way. I've never had those comments before. And that only happens because I'm stepping up and I'm stepping outside of that circle of influence that kept me safe, right? So you guys are all my friends. You are here because you support me in what I do and you've gotten benefit from it. If I were to take this same thing and then publish it to the public, which I'm apparently supposed to be doing, for a broader audience, then I'm going to get negative feedback. I'm going to get people that are going to say that what I do is stupid, or why don't you guys just sleep at home? Because people see the videos of people laying down and in a sound bath, and they're like, wow, that's so stupid. You could just sleep at home. It's so fascinating for me to see how it shows up. So this is definitely relevant to all the things. And a full moon, of course, is about releasing. We've got things happening right now with retrogrades and all of the things. So what is showing up for you to be released? What small self or small story that you're holding on to? What is the bully in your brain telling you about being small and staying quiet because it wants to keep you safe? What is the story? What are you clinging on to? Okay? And how is that preventing you from stepping up and leading? And what would happen if you healed that and let that go and rewrote your future? What are the possibilities? And the truth is, you probably don't know, because it's bigger than you. It's bigger than your thinking mind, because your thinking mind can only think as big as your past experience. You actually cannot fathom how big it gets. I'm speaking to myself here. So, yeah. I hope that resonates. We're going to get started now with the sound. Okay. So, another drink of water. And then you get settled in. Whether you are sitting, lying down, or doing some other non-important tasks, washing the dishes, folding the laundry, going on a walk, doing something that does not require your conscious participation to do. If you need to be conscious, it's going to pull you out of a meditative state. So this is going to be a space that allows for those thoughts and feelings to surface that our thinking mind isn't capable of reaching or accessing, because it is still stuck in the story of your small self. And so this is a form of meditation, in case this is new for anyone watching here. This is a form of meditation that allows you to shut off the thinking part of your brain and help you drop into the body where you can feel your feelings. And why that's important is when you are feeling a situation, you can then feel whether you are pulled into a yes, I'm moving in that direction, or you're being pushed with a no, I'm staying away from that situation. And it happens in the solar plexus area of your body, which is the stomach right here. That's why you hear people call it a gut instinct. You're feeling in your gut. That is intuition. So there's two types of intuition happening. There's the third eye intuition, and then there's the solar plexus intuition. And this is a place of feeling. This is the place where you just have a knowing or a feeling in your body that something's wrong. When you have a knowing in your mind, or a thought just pops in a way like I asked a question and I didn't know the answer when I asked the question, but as soon as I finished asking the question, I got the download of the answer. That's more in the third eye. This is a feeling of this feels right or this feels wrong. And it is really common to get into a place of numbness in our culture, in our society. We do a lot to numb. So when you lay down, when you drop in, which is dropping out of your head and dropping into your body, just feeling the feelings is going to help. So softly close your eyes, and then we're going to just start focusing on your breath to bring your awareness into your body and out of your head. You're just going to start breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your focus down into your stomach. If it helps, put a hand or two on your belly, right on your stomach. And as you breathe, I want you to just feel the sensation of your chest and your stomach rising and falling. Use your hands to feel the rise and the fall of your belly. Remember, you're not here to get something. You're here to let go of something. Now bring your focus down into your legs. You may feel the tops of your thighs with your hands, if that feels comfortable. And just bring your awareness to your legs. As you breathe, intend for the legs to get heavy. Feel yourself sinking down deeper into the surface, into the chair, into the bed, into the couch. If you're standing, you feel yourself weighted in your feet. You're thinking about your feet, the bottoms. You're feeling maybe the socks on your feet, or the shoes, or the ground, or the air if you have bare feet. What is the sensation on your feet? And feel it. Don't think about it. Feel it. imagine the feet growing roots out the bottoms down into the ground, anchoring down, spreading out wide, going down further, just like a root system. Or just like the mycelium growing beneath the earth, tangled webs anchoring you firmly and soundly into the ground. And as you continue to breathe, you're going to draw up with your intention and your feeling grounded energy. It feels warm and tingly, maybe even electric if you've plugged into that mycelium, the mushroom fungal mycorrhizal system under the ground. To me, it feels very electric. If you're tapped into the roots of trees or larger plants, the energy moves much slower. So draw it up, trace it back into your feet. And allow it to begin climbing up your legs, wrapping you in a web of safety, anchoring you safely to the ground, opening a portal into a loving, supportive energy, so that anything that comes up that needs to be released throughout this session, it is directed down into that channel, through that portal, into the earth. So you are safe and invited to let go of anything that burdens you. It may mean it's not gone or disappearing from your life, but you're grasping or holding onto that energy is softening. personal power. I'm seeing that there is a cord or an energy attached at your solar plexus that is linking you to a past situation. That robbed you of your power. And this goes way back. Like when you were a child, and this is in a situation in which you were told to deny your feelings or to not talk about your feelings or to shove them down, to shut them off. It's something about the talking though, the voicing. You were shut down by an adult, possibly a teacher, could have been a parent, or another guardian or caretaker type of person. So put your hands back on your belly if you don't have them there already. And I want you to feel your hands start to get warm. Or if you don't feel that warmth, that sensation, I want you to imagine sending warmth with your hands into the solar plexus. And this feels like you are heating up, warming up a previously frozen space inside of you. This is the space you were told to shut down, and you are warming that up, or you may see it as something else, but it is softening. You may experience while you're doing this a yawning sensation, a burp. It's a form of a release. Your stomach might rumble or growl. Okay. As it softens, it becomes a little more mobile. Meaning, in your mind's eye, instead of it being rigid and frozen or stuck, it is soft and malleable now. And so with your hands, maybe you start to massage in a little circle for at your stomach, or right there over your stomach. And as it continues, envision it's a cord, or it's a thing that you're going to pull out, and you're gonna see it. It might just look like a corded, like a plug. It may, I see a ball, and it feels necessary to remove it. And so you're going to, whatever you're seeing in your mind's eye right now, you're going to remove it. Gently, slowly pull it out. You can do this with your hands actually, or just with your mind's eye as your hands are resting there. And I want you to hold that in your hands for a moment. This is a piece of you, a part of you, a situation that never left. And I want you to take a moment to thank that part of you that was keeping you safe. Take a deep breath in. And then when you exhale, I want you to let all the air out of your chest. Open your hands to release it and watch it dissipate. If you feel anything residual after that, just continue to pull or scoop or remove in whatever way feels gentle and kind. This does not feel like, at least to me, this does not feel like some thorny or sharp energy. This feels almost like clay, or like I said, like a frozen block that needed to be softened. And then as it released, for me, it just dissipated into these feathers. Like I could just take it and blow it away. And just invite that energy to continue to leave. The energy from that situation, which you've been holding on to. Breathing through the mouth now. So breathing in through the mouth and out through the mouth. And just keep going in and out for several breaths. And if you feel like making a noise, that may help if you're having trouble moving this energy. Go until you feel complete. And that's linking the throat to the solar plexus through the lungs. Your breath is linking it for you, moving the energy in the newly opened space. Once you get that deep cleansing sigh, once you feel the settled energy come in, I want you to invite whatever intention or alternative energy that you want to replace. So if you imagine we took something out and there is a void where there used to be energy, you want to replace it with something that's beneficial. So if you can't think of anything, just some white light might feel good. If you want to think of it as love, if you feel like that situation was connected to a person, you want to maybe replace it with love for that person if it was someone that you still care about in your life. Or maybe just love for yourself for being able to take the time to do this here today. Okay, now we're going to move on. With the breath in, bring your awareness back into the room and back into your body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Taking your time, and whenever you're ready, open your eyes. There's a lot of big work happening for this particular group of people right now. You're going back and you're healing pieces of yourself that you may not even realize were still affecting you. And they are, and they're showing up in a big way. You're being called to step up and to lead, and that may probably make the smaller part of you feel really scared. So find what you're clinging to that is keeping you small and let it go. If you have any questions, thoughts, feedback that you wish to share, I am always happy to hear it. If you are local and you would like to come for an in-person session with me privately, or if you would like to come to the weekly sound bath, or if you would like to come to any of our wonderful workshops that we have planned, that I have planned. I keep saying we. I guess I have we. It's really just me with the people I'm collaborating with. So I guess there's a we. Anyway. You can visit the website. My website is linked to the Sound Healing Center of Lexington, but it's soundhealingcenterlex.com. And there's an events page for our events and workshops that you can sign up there. I would love to be able to work with you in person if I have not had the pleasure to do so. Yeah, that's all I've got for you this month. Thank you for being here. As always, I love you, and I'll see you next month.